Hi there. How's everybody doing on this Friday afternoon? Please check in and say hello and give a hearts or a thumbs up or comment that you're here. And I'd love to connect with you guys. Today we're going to be talking a little something to do with paleo. And for those of you that don't know, paleo is simply eating, people tend to make it very complicated, and it's not. It's just eating whole food, eating well-balanced protein, vegetables, minimizing grains and carbs, because that's how we're naturally intended to eat. If we research our hunter-gatherer ancestors and their health profiles and how great they are, that's what we're trying to mimic. So it's not super, super complicated, although sometimes it feels that way. But we're talking a little bit today about, sorry, the music just got really loud, so hopefully you can still hear me. We're talking about the 80-20 rule of paleo. Once you start getting into paleo, you'll talk to people who do paleo all the time and they'll say, well, I'm 80-20. What does that mean? If anybody can answer that, I would love to know what you think it means. Because I think some people get a little bit confused about what, in fact, the whole 80-20 rule of paleo actually represents. I wanted to do like an infographic for this, but I'm not nearly talented enough to do that. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just talk about it. So the 80-20 rule is the concept that you eat 100% paleo 80% of the time, and then 20% of the time there's flex. And that flex can come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. It might be you flex to your favorite snack foods, that you flex and include a few grains, that you flex and include some legumes or some dairy. Those are some ways that we can flex on the 80-20. The issue is, and sorry, I'm going to have to move because this music is too loud. I can't even hear myself. The issue is that people see it as an opportunity to jump full bore. Hi, Chris. Jump full bore off the paleo wagon with both feet and binge on a bunch of sugar and alcohol and a bunch of things that aren't good for their body. And that's not good either, of course. But we do want to have some flexibility in the plan. So my recommendation to you is a couple of things. Your 20% is not 20% of your plate. It's 20% of the week. And so what that means is we want to have back-to-back paleo meals, one after the other, because that's what changes physiology. If every single meal you're flexing that 20%, then you're never getting a full paleo profile on your plate repeatedly, which then can change your blood chemistry and get your metabolism going in a little stronger direction. I'm on my way to a concert. Brent and I are going to Billy Joel tonight. We're in Chicago, and we're going to go see Billy tonight. Billy, our good friend Billy, and so it's just before I leave for that. But I wanted to do a quick Facebook Live. So your 20% is not 20% of your plate. It's 20% of your week. So what that means is of your 3 times 7, your 28 to 32 meals a week. That's only 20% of those meals have a little bit of flex to them, so that you're getting meal after meal after meal of paleo goodness. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is if you have a food sensitivity, you don't flex into your food sensitivity. Okay, so if you have a dairy sensitivity or a gluten allergy, then that's not part of your flex. It doesn't work that way because inflammation can take 6 to 9 weeks to get out of your system, according to the Paleo Mom. She's a great resource if you are interested in looking at some of the science behind gluten intolerance, leaky gut, thyroid issues. She's got all sorts of great stuff. But back to the whole concept, you don't flex into your food sensitivities. That's just a no-no. The other place you want to try not to flex is sugar, because sugar is really hard on you as well. But the good areas to flex is if you want to put a little grass-fed dairy on a meal, or you want to incorporate a grain if you decide that you can tolerate that, okay. If you can tolerate gluten or you can tolerate rice or whatever, then you flex a little into that. So that's the concept. And so I just want to repeat, hi Chris again. I just want to repeat, when paleo folks talk about the whole concept of 80-20, they're saying that 80% of the time they're eating strictly paleo, and that's enough for them to get the body chemistry changes they want, the weight maintenance that they want, the energy that they want, the sleep profile that they want. that works for them, and that they can flex that extra 20% and add in some things that they really enjoy eating, such as some dairy or a grain or a sweet, if they decide that that's okay for them. The second thing is that it's not 20% of your plate, it's 20% of your week. So you want back-to-back meals that are all strictly paleo so that you get a bunch linked together so your physiology can actually have an opportunity to change. You do not want to flex into your food allergies, so you don't suddenly go, oh, I can do 80-20. Awesome, I'm going to do 20% full-fledged double serving of gluten when you're gluten sensitive. That is not good. So hopefully that helps clarify. Last week we did a talk on choices, not cheating. So if you didn't see that, go back and watch that. But this question of the 80-20 came up after that Facebook Live. And so I wanted to make sure I addressed it. And hopefully I have answered the question, the whole 80-20. And some people do 90-10 and some people do 100. At the Paleo FX conference, some of the really paleo hardcore people are rolling their eyes at the whole concept of an 80-20 or a 90-10. They're like, it's 100% or nothing. But some of us aren't that strict or that dedicated, I guess, or disciplined. Some of us want to have a little flex. So you decide what's right for you, what's right for your physiology. Keep it to a 10-20 and make sure that you are getting some back-to-back paleo meals in a row so you can get the changes that you're looking for. Okay, guys, go have a fun Friday night. It's awesome to see you, and I'll see you again soon. Hey, I'm doing Instagram live stories now. Like, that's my newest thing. So head on over to Instagram. I did a couple today, and check those out because they're kind of fun, even though they disappear in 24 hours, although I guess that can be a good thing. They have been fun, and I'm going to be trying to do more of those. So head on over to Instagram stories and check those out. And if you ever miss a Facebook Live, instead of scrolling all the way back through the Well Fit and Fed Facebook site, go to YouTube, the Well Fit and Fed channel. It'll be right there because I repost all of these Facebook Lives onto YouTube. All right, guys, have a great Friday night. Love you. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.